Self-sabotage is a silent, insidious force that creeps into our lives, often disguised as procrastination, self-doubt, perfectionism, or even overcommitment. Many of us dream big, set goals and aspire to reach new heights, yet somehow we find ourselves stuck, frustrated, or falling short, again and again. What if the real obstacle isn't the world, our circumstances, or even other people, but ourselves? Today, let's dive deep into the mechanisms of self-sabotage, understand why we do it, and most importantly, discover how to stop standing in our own way and finally unlock the success we truly deserve. Imagine waking up one morning, filled with enthusiasm about a new goal, a business you want to start, a book you want to write, or a healthier lifestyle you want to adopt. The first few days, you're on fire. You research, plan, maybe even take the initial steps. But then, slowly, resistance creeps in. Doubt whispers in your ear. Are you sure you're good enough? What if you fail? What will people think? Suddenly, the excitement fades. You skip a day, then two. Excuses pile up. Before long, your dream is buried under a mound of unfinished projects and broken promises. Sound familiar? This isn't just laziness or lack of willpower. It's self-sabotage, our mind's way of protecting us from perceived threats, even if those threats are just fears of failure, rejection, or even success itself. The question is, why do we do this? To answer that, we have to look beneath the surface. Our brains are wired for survival, not necessarily success. Deep down, we carry beliefs, often formed in childhood or through past experiences, that shape our self-image. If, for example, you grew up hearing that you're not smart enough, not talented enough, or that success is for other people, those messages become internalized. Later, when you start moving toward your goals, those old beliefs flare up, pulling you back into your comfort zone. This is the subconscious at work, trying to keep you safe by avoiding the risk of disappointment or pain. Self-sabotage takes many forms. Procrastination is one of the most common. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, or when you have more information, or when conditions are perfect. But tomorrow never comes. Perfectionism is another trap, setting impossibly high standards, then berating yourself for falling short. Or maybe you overcommit, saying yes to everything and everyone, leaving no time for your own priorities. Some people self-sabotage by picking fights, quitting jobs impulsively, or even engaging in self-destructive habits like overeating, overspending, or substance abuse. But here's the truth: you do not have to be a victim of your own patterns. The first step to overcoming self-sabotage is awareness, acknowledging that you are, in fact, getting in your own way. This requires honesty and self-compassion, not judgment. Ask yourself, where in your life do you feel stuck or frustrated? What goals keep slipping through your fingers? Are there recurring patterns, projects abandoned midway, relationships sabotaged, opportunities missed? Once you recognize the pattern, you can begin to unravel it. The next step is to identify the underlying beliefs driving your behavior. This isn't always easy because these beliefs often operate beneath the level of conscious thought. Try journaling about your fears and doubts. When you think about reaching your goal, what negative thoughts come up? Do you fear failure? Success? Judgment? Do you believe you don't deserve good things? Write it all down. Sometimes just bringing these beliefs into the light is enough to loosen their grip. Now, challenge those beliefs. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is there evidence to support this belief, or is it just a story you've been telling yourself? For example, if you believe you're not smart enough to start a business, look for evidence of your intelligence, times when you solved difficult problems, learned something new, or achieved success in other areas. The more you challenge your limiting beliefs, the weaker they become. But awareness and insight alone aren't enough. You need to take action, consistent, deliberate action, even when it feels uncomfortable. Start small, set achievable goals, and celebrate your progress. If you tend to procrastinate, break tasks into tiny steps and commit to just 5 minutes a day. If perfectionism is your nemesis, remind yourself that done is better than perfect. Allow yourself to be a beginner, to make mistakes, and to learn as you go. Accountability is also crucial. Share your goals with someone you trust, a friend, mentor, or coach, who can encourage you, hold you accountable, and offer perspective when you get stuck. Sometimes, just knowing that someone else is cheering you on can make all the difference. Another powerful antidote to self-sabotage is self-compassion. Many of us are our own harshest critics, beating ourselves up for every misstep. But research shows that people who practice self-compassion are more resilient, more motivated, and more likely to achieve their goals. So, when you catch yourself slipping into old patterns, don't berate yourself. Instead, acknowledge your struggle, forgive yourself, and gently guide yourself back on track. Visualization can also be a potent tool. Spend a few minutes each day imagining yourself achieving your goal, not just the end result, but the process. See yourself taking action, overcoming obstacles, and persisting in the face of setbacks. Feel the emotions of success, pride, joy, fulfillment. The more vividly you imagine your success, the more your subconscious will come to accept it as possible, even inevitable. Of course, breaking the cycle of self-sabotage isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing process, a daily practice of self-awareness, courage, and commitment. There will be setbacks. Old patterns may resurface, especially when you're tired, stressed, or facing new challenges. But remember, progress, not perfection, is the goal. Each time you catch yourself in the act of self-sabotage and choose a different response, you're rewiring your brain, building new habits, and moving closer to the life you want. Let's explore some of the most common forms of self-sabotage and how to overcome them. First, procrastination, the art of putting things off until the last minute, or not at all. It often stems from fear of failure, fear of success, or fear of not living up to your own expectations. The solution? Start before you're ready. Action breeds clarity and confidence. Set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes and commit to working on your task, no matter how small. Momentum builds from there. Second, perfectionism, the belief that nothing you do is ever good enough. Perfectionism can paralyze you, keeping you from finishing projects, sharing your work, or taking risks. The antidote is embracing imperfection. Remind yourself that mistakes are opportunities to learn and grow. Set deadlines, and when the time is up, share your work, even if it's not perfect. Third, negative self-talk, the constant stream of criticism, doubt, and fear that plays in your mind. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough," challenge those thoughts. Replace them with affirmations. "I am capable. I am learning. I deserve success." Fourth, avoiding responsibility, blaming others, circumstances, or luck for your lack of progress. While external factors do play a role, true empowerment comes from taking ownership of your choices and actions. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to move forward? Even small steps count. Fifth, self-destructive habits, behaviors that undermine your health, relationships, or goals. This might include overeating, overspending, substance abuse, or staying in toxic situations. Seek support if you need it. You don't have to do it alone. Therapy, coaching, or support groups can provide valuable tools and encouragement. Finally, fear of success, a less obvious but equally powerful form of self-sabotage. Sometimes we fear that achieving our goals will change us, alienate us from others, or bring new pressures and expectations. If you notice yourself shrinking from success, reflect on what you're really afraid of. Visualize yourself handling success with grace, staying true to your values, and maintaining healthy relationships. Now, let's turn the page. Imagine a life where you no longer stand in your own way, a life where you pursue your goals with confidence, resilience, and joy. What would that look like? How would you feel? What would you achieve? This future is within your reach, but it requires a commitment to self-awareness, to growth, and to taking consistent, courageous action. Here are some practical steps you can take today to stop sabotaging your own success. 1. Set clear, specific goals. Vague goals breed confusion and inaction. Define what you want, why you want it, and how you'll measure success. 2. Break goals into manageable steps. Big dreams can be overwhelming. Divide them into smaller, actionable tasks and focus on one at a time. 3. Prioritize and schedule your tasks. Block out time on your calendar for your most important work and protect that time as fiercely as you would a meeting with your boss. 4. Eliminate distractions. Identify the things that pull you off course, social media, email, TV, and create boundaries to minimize their impact. 5. Monitor your progress. Keep a journal or checklist to track your actions and celebrate your wins, no matter how small. 6. Practice positive self-talk. Speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement, just as you would to a friend. 7. Seek support. Share your goals with others, ask for feedback, and surround yourself with people who believe in you. 8. Learn from setbacks. When things don't go as planned, resist the urge to give up or blame yourself. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? 9. Take care of your mind and body. Success requires energy, focus, and resilience. Prioritize sleep, nutrition, exercise, and stress management. 10. Celebrate your progress. Acknowledge your efforts and achievements, and reward yourself for staying on track. Remember, self-sabotage is not a life sentence. It's a pattern, a collection of habits and beliefs that can be changed. By shining a light on your self-defeating behaviors, challenging your limiting beliefs, and taking consistent action, you can break free from the cycle and step into your full potential. You deserve success, not just because of what you can do, but because of who you are. You are capable, resilient, and worthy of every good thing life has to offer. Don't let fear, doubt, or old stories hold you back any longer. The world needs your gifts, your talents, and your unique perspective. So, the next time you catch yourself procrastinating, doubting, or playing small, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you are in control. You have the power to choose a different path. One small step, one positive choice, one act of courage at a time. That's how you transform your life. Success isn't reserved for the lucky, the privileged, or the perfect. It's for those who are willing to face their fears, challenge their limitations, and keep moving forward, even when it's hard. It's for those who refuse to sabotage their own dreams. Today, make a promise to yourself. No more self-sabotage. No more shrinking from your potential. No more letting fear dictate your future. Stand tall, own your worth, and take the first step, however small, toward the success that is rightfully yours. The journey won't always be easy, but it will be worth it. Each day is a new opportunity to choose growth over comfort, courage over fear, and action over inaction. Trust yourself, believe in your dreams, and remember, the only thing standing between you and your success is you. Step aside and let yourself soar.